So stop me if you've been in this situation before, but you find yourself walking around town having a lovely day when suddenly you're shoulder checked by 4 Yakuza. Though instead of just standing there and taking it like a bitch, you decide to call them out on it. And right as they swarm you in order to beat your ass, you quickly whip out your phone and Google, how many guys can one dude take in a fight, to even your odds. If that situation sounds familiar, or at least interesting to you, you should check out a newly running manga series published by the Karage Bunch publishing group, Gokushufudo, The Way of the House Husband. So one of the major things that makes Gokushufudo such an enjoyable read is how well the artist and writer is able to deliver on punchlines so effectively. Though before we talk about that, we should actually understand the mastermind behind all of this, that being Kosuke Ono. Kosuke Ono is both the writer and mangaka for House Husband, and it's the first major manga that he's had picked up by a publication company. And this is because Ono is actually just a relatively new face to the manga scene, lacking any major internet presence, or presence in general, till around 2014 when he launched his Twitter account. And over those 4 years, Ono would start to slowly show their amazing talent in smaller manga magazines, starting in specifically August of 2016 with Legend of Music in Monthly Comics Magazine, which was an 8-page one-shot featuring some rather unique character designs. And over the years, Ono would find himself returning again and again to the Monthly Comic Bunch magazine, which is a great magazine for newly upcoming artists to come into their form, where they can drop multiple one-shots to help them improve on storytelling, art, and of course, getting their names out there. I only know specifically 3 of the series that Ono did for Comic Bunch magazine, which is Papa's Cooking, Night Town, and Zombies, but I do know of 2 more, but I couldn't find any information on them, and that is, one of them is about a ghost in a taxi, and the other is about a thug Santa. So I believe these were 2 seasonal comics made for the time, but I couldn't find much information on these besides that. Ono seems to have developed a serious understanding of how to write comedy in manga, as a lot of his gags follow the basic blueprint of humor, that being leading an audience in with expectations, building up suspense, and then switching it on their heads. Though the way Ono does it is what makes his blend of humor so entertaining. You see, Ono blends together his impressively well-detailed art style, be it the detailed faces that he draws or how he draws cooking, with less artistically impressive characters. This allowed Ono to counterbalance out all of the seriousness with the mundanity of each task the character's performing, or doing the reverse and taking an ultra-serious setting and placing some goofball protagonist into the middle of it, like for example, zombies, with a fat NEET wandering outside during a zombie apocalypse only to be slapped by the zombies for being so shameful. And funny enough, it's the same style of humor and quality art that made series like One Punch Man blow up in popularity so quickly. So I'm not surprised that Ono caught the attention of manga publishing company Kaguru Bunch, the same company that actually published series like Girls Last Tour, and they decided to strike a deal with Ono, saying that they'll publish his next series, and if it's successful, they would fully support it and continue to publish more. And that series was Gokushufudo, The Way of the House Husband. And luckily for Ono, it was fully picked up, given that it had great humor, great art, and amazingly charming characters. But there is something else that may have played a major factor in Gokushufudo's success, and that being Sega's major push for the Yakuza or Like a Dragon game series. As around the time Gokushufudo was being worked on, Sega kept boasting about Kiwami 1 sales, talking about Kiwami 2, which was on the horizon at the time, and of course, recently bringing up the fact that they're willing to remake 3 through 5 and release 6 overseas, creating the perfect media environment to release a series about a Yakuza, or specifically an ex-Yakuza, trying to live a normal life. Not to mention that the main character that is the immortal Tatsu shares a lot of striking similarities to Yakuza series favorites Goro Majima and Kazuma Kiryu, specifically in their portrayal in Yakuza 0, with Tatsu being an ex-Yakuza, just like Kiryu and Majima, and his eccentric nature, just like the 2 of them as well. But you also get the Majima sense from his facial hair, as in the series it's described as kind of silly baby facial hair, kind of like how Majima's is like almost literally a pencil mustache sometimes with how quote-unquote evil he is. Also his flashy suit, and both Majima and Tatsu have a sort of goofy insanity to them that makes them so lovable in a sense. And then with Kiryu, you have his desire for a normal life, a full-on dragon back tattoo which almost looks exactly like Kiryu's. Not to mention that each chapter feels like a Yakuza subplot involving Kiryu, with Tatsu not really understanding normal civilian life and using words or phrasing that makes him come off a lot more intimidating than he may like. But in the end, Tatsu manages to come off as more of a mixture of the two characters and his own identity, which makes him instantly charming to the reader, which allows the series itself to be charming as well, as it follows the everyday life of the ex-Yakuza Tatsu, as he tries to get by using his Yakuza knowledge and dedication to become the greatest house husband there could be for his wife Miku. This being either buying gifts for her, training a Roomba to clean the house when he's not able to, or trying to come out on top in a bargain hunt. No matter how mundane the task, Ono somehow makes it into a very humorous and enjoyable journey. In fact, it reminds me a lot of series like Chio-chan, where a character takes a very obscure or over-the-top approach to a very mundane task. And honestly, again, like Chio-chan, this series is filled to the brim with a lot of amazing reaction panels, probably some of the best in manga. But what makes Gokushufudo shine, in my opinion, is how it manages to keep its slice-of-life humor routine, while also revealing nice plot details about Tatsu's past, and why he dedicated himself to being a house husband and left the Yakuza, showing us that there's still an interesting story about an ex-Yakuza layered beneath this lighthearted comedy routine. So in short, Gokushufudo is Chio-chan's Road to School mixed with the Yakuza game series, presented to you by Ono's amazing artistic talent and his few years of writing comedy one-shot manga. And if that sounds super interesting to you, there's a great translation done by the sexy Akiba detectives, which again make the manga feel straight out of a Yakuza game. So if you enjoyed what I've summarized to you, you should head on over to either MangaDex, where you can read it online, or you can download directly from the Scanlator site. And along with that, you can also follow Ono over on his Twitter, where he tweets about updates, he sends out previews to future chapters, and along with that, tweets out links to volumes that you can buy to support him. He also posts cute pictures of his dog, so if you want that, there's that too. But it's all in Japanese. And if you enjoyed this video and like to support more videos like it in the future, I have a Patreon over at patreon.com/MeddieNotTheBadGuy. And if you want to learn your own way of the household deviant, you can purchase a copy of Shimonetta at Funimation.com/show/Shimonetta, a boring one where the concentrated jokes doesn't exist, and you'll become a master at it. It's just how things have to be.